Somebody put me on mute. Hello. Welcome again to the Sierra Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Lani Howard, and I am just honored to be here with you, whether you're here in the building, whether you are on Zoom, Facebook, or YouTube. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So the first thing we want to do is to remind us who we are. And so this helps us, and it invites you to understand more of who we are at the Sierra Center. We are a radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, supportive community that celebrates the diversity of creation. We strive to live authentic spiritual lives through a practical application of the teachings of the science of mind. We engage in sacred practices that uplift our spirit, deepen our awareness, and ignite our soul's self-expression. We demonstrate active compassion to ourselves, each other, and the world. We experience meaningful contribution through giving generously of our time, our talents, and our treasures. And we intentionally promote our community and our teachings because they have worked for us. So one of the ways that we demonstrate our inclusiveness is a candle lighting ritual. Excuse me. And so we light these candles to celebrate the unity of all peoples, all faiths, all beings, all life. We light the first candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous people. We light the second candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the third candle for Taoism, honoring the path of ultimate reality, the natural way. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the middle way and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the teachings of Jesus as the path of love, forgiveness, and healing by the presence within. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. And we light the ninth candle for all forms of New Thought teachings, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles of love, and law. And we light the 10th candle for absolute inclusivity, affirming that all are welcome and celebrated here. And we light this final candle. Oops, let me get over here. We light this final candle, honoring the infinity of oneness as all creation, seen and unseen. And now I'm going to turn it back over to our musician, Marilyn Gale, who is going to sing our next community song.
You
So now is the time for our announcements. And so we're going to put some slides on our screen. So if you're joining us on live stream, you should be able to see them. And we can also see them here in the room now that our wonderful projector is working again. So we are continuing to meet in person in alignment with our current Nevada County Public Health Orders, which requires all individuals, regardless of vaccination status, to wear face coverings when indoors in public settings and businesses. And that's in flux right now. So we'll see what happens. But we have this wonderful system of beads that Reverend Rafe started. And so if we have beads outside, and if you're wearing red beads, that means that I would appreciate no physical touching. Please honor that I choose to be 6 feet away, and honor my reluctance to connect physically at this moment in time. Yellow, I'm still figuring out what's comfortable for me, and I also think it matches my outfit better. So I've got the yellow one on. But that means I can choose to have physical connection. And then green is I'm okay with interacting in close physical proximity, handshakes, hugs, everything is okay with me. And we also have little signs that you can save seats around you so that if you don't want people sitting near you, you could put these signs on the seats and give yourself some space. And additionally, we ask that if you have been exposed or experiencing any symptoms of anything that's possibly communicable, I mean, we don't want colds either, please stay home and join us via live stream, because you have that option now. And if you do happen to test positive for COVID within a week of having been here in person, please contact Reverend Rafe immediately so that we can be in integrity for contact tracing. So there is a going deeper discussion Wednesday evening from 6 to 7 p.m. This is the time in community hearing of how we're applying spiritual principles in our daily lives and allowing us to support and learn from one another. And that's a very valuable connection. There is a wonderful retreat coming. Karen Drucker and Gary Lynn Floyd, both really wonderful musicians and spiritual folks of deep practice, are partnering to facilitate a retreat for your mind, body, and soul. It's Friday, April 29th through Sunday, May 1st at Ananda Village in Nevada City. So for additional info, you can look at www.karendrucker.com or www.garylynnfloyd.com. So check it out and sign up. There is a class coming, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. The registration has been extended. It's offered in hybrid format, in person and online. It's 5 weeks, and it's $170. And it's a great investment. It really, changing your thinking can indeed change your life. And we're all living proof of that. It's Tuesdays. There's 2 options. Tuesdays, noon till 2:30 p.m. Pacific time, starting March 15th. And I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Well, I thought it started on March 15th. Oh, the slide's wrong. Okay. I'm right. Okay. And the Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., starting March 19th. Okay. All right. So you'll find additional information how to register in the weekly newsletter and on the website. You can also participate in Walking with the Rev, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Wow, he's doing it 4 days a week. 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., meet at the parking lot at the North Star Mining Museum at the intersection of Freeman Lane and Allison Ranch Road. So if you would like to take a walk with the Rev, please check in with that. All right, so now is the time of our inward shift. So our musician is going to lead us to the meditation. I'm sorry? Oh, okay, sorry, community value. Okay, bye. Okay, bye.
Good morning, I'm Reverend Madeline, and I'm here to help you enter into a meditative state. But first I wanted to talk about our community value for today, and that's inclusion. And you've probably noticed, because we've already filtered it in, because we talk about, when we introduce ourselves to all of you each day or each Sunday, we talk about we are a radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, supported community that celebrates the diversity of creation. So you hear that every Sunday. And then all these candles that we've lit, that's the symbolism of the inclusion too. All faiths are valued and part of the whole, and each has gifts to bring to us and share. So inclusion really is having a gathering, having a community, even two people, where the different strengths, the different uniqueness of each person comes and makes the whole greater than we are on our own. So we're inclusive, we're adding in folks, we're just respecting and supporting each other wherever we all are. And it's, you know, when you walk into a room and you feel enveloped in love and understanding, that's inclusiveness. That's inclusiveness. And in the Science of Mind 365, which is a book that Ernest Holmes did, he tells us this: there is no individual good. Good belongs to everyone. Good fulfills itself only as it multiplies itself. Therefore, there is no good that belongs to you and belongs to me alone. No final peace to us only as individuals. The watchword is not exclusion, it's inclusion. And the more we release, the more good we release, the more good we experience. So when you do acts of kindness, you're including that person in your sphere of love and caring and support. And you know what? It feels really good. So you get more out of it than, and it's about being inclusive and being there together. So now Marilyn's going to lead us in some music as we take some of these thoughts into our meditation. I am one with Spirit. The divine, the creator, all-powerful, all-loving presence of God is in and through me, and in and through you, and is in and through all of creation. All the power, the love, the grace, the creativity, the joy is present in each and every one of us. I know and accept that this is our birthright, and I claim it despite appearances that are temporary. And I know and accept that there is a healing in the world. There is peace in this world. There's understanding. And I know that it expands and expands and expands. And I know especially for Ukraine, peace, peace. And that there is a healing going on in that region and in the entire world. We are all safe when we are all working together, united, one in wholeness and love. And I accept this. I know this. Despite the shadows, I know and accept the shadows come forth to be healed within myself on an individual level and on the global stage. There is healing going on. There is comfort. There is good in this world. I claim it. It is ours. It is mine. It is all of ours. We live it and we experience. And in each every one of our lives, I know and accept that we are kindness and love personified. And the more we do that, the more we are who we are in this world, the bigger the shifts take place and the faster. So I know and accept that each one of us are doing our beautiful best to live our lives with grace, ease, and that we are prosperous, we are healthy, mind, body, and soul, and that each decision we make is for our highest and best. Our sleep is important. We sleep, we eat well, we move, we take care of this sacred temple so that we may take care of others as well. We are all in this together. And I'm so grateful to know that we do our work, our service, our joy, our learning, our growing together. So in this beautiful spiritual community that is beyond these walls, beyond these borders, in the world, everywhere, I accept and know that all of this is in the law. It's in that divine creative process, coming forth in divine manifestations. And I am so grateful, so grateful. And I let these words go with conviction, trust, thankfulness, grace, love, and joy. Together we say, and so it is. Thank you. So now I'd like to share our affirmation for the week, and I will speak it first, and then we'll say it all together. So here we go. I give to the world my love, trust, and joy. Together, I give to the world with my love, trust, and joy, and so it is. Thank you all.
Yes. Keep on doing it. All right. So I'm going to mute the picture behind me, hopefully. Yes. All right. So this year, our global theme is Living Everyday Wonder. And today, we're talking this month about the inner life. And our topic today is the ultimate fear buster. And of course, what we know is everything begins in the invisible. Everything begins in the inside. You know, I cut my finger. I had one of those paper cuts. And I hate paper cuts because they're painful. They sort of get infected because you didn't even know you did it. But healing always happens from the inside out. You notice that when you're looking at a healing cut? It always happens from the inside out. And that is nature telling us that's how it works. The healing always happens from the inside out. So we're talking about fear busting. And it's been said that there are only two emotions, love and fear. And that everything else that we have in feelings arises from those two emotions. But that's it. So there are two kinds of fear. There's an instinctual, biological fear that comes from the older part of our brain. I'm pointing to the back of my head because that's where it is, that protects us from predators and environmental dangers. That's when we have an automatic reaction to something, you know, where the fear is there to save us, or trying to help us in some. You know, if we hear raid siren, head for the bomber, you know, that's what we're supposed to do. That's a good fear. It's a helpful fear. There is a conscious fear that comes from our own thoughts, and that's usually reliving something from our past or projecting something into the future. We have great imaginations, and we can come up with every negative scenario in the book about what this means and where it's going and how they're reacting and what, you know, we get to watch that on TV all day long. There's people there who all give you their opinion of, you know, what everything means. They don't get to decide what it means. We do. We get to decide what anything means. There's Joseph Ledoux was a neuroscientist at New York University, and he talks about this difference. He says, you know, emotions are hardwired biological functions of the nervous system that evolved to help animals survive in hostile environments and procreate. So we got the love and the fear. Feelings, on the other hand, are products of the conscious mind or labels given to unconscious emotions, and are therefore more innately difficult to understand. So the thing is, we have a lot of unconscious thoughts and beliefs. We don't even know that we have them. We've picked up thoughts and beliefs when we were babies, before we even had words. We developed a belief about something. Maybe it was a fear of falling. Maybe we fell as a baby and we didn't know, you know, that was totally scary, and so we've been afraid ever since of tripping, falling, heights, whatever. So we have these unconscious beliefs. So we don't even know we have them, but they're impacting our daily lives. And so what happens is we get them as feelings of unworthiness, feelings of shame, blame, fear, judgment, all kinds of things that arise from fear. Now, the reason we can tell that they are from the fear spectrum, if we're talking about energy, and everything is energy, so we've got fear over here, we've got love over here, and on that spectrum of energy, this side is all going to be about constriction. It's going to be about protection. It's going to be about not doing stuff because we might get hurt. Let's not fall in love because we might get hurt. Let's not share our gifts, our poetry, our art, our gifts of any kind that we have. We don't share it because we're afraid of judgment. So we have all of these fears. You know, have you ever had an experience where you're like, where are my glasses? You're looking all over the house for your glasses. Where are my glasses? I can't find them. I've looked in all of the right places and they're not there. And, you know, we're just frantic because we have to leave. We have to have the glasses. We know we have to have them. We're just terrified what will happen. What are we going to do? If we could stop and take a breath, we might remember they're sitting on our head. So fear can make us we lose our reason in fear. We don't have logical choice when we're in fear because we're reacting to something, even an invisible something, because everything's coming from an invisible cause. Everything in the manifest universe is an effect. We believe in cause and effect, and everything that we see, this podium, the chairs, the TV, everything is an effect that was based in a thought. Everything begins in thought. Everything. The universe began with the thought of the invisible something that we have no name for, really. Well, you call it God, spirit, universe, whatever. But it thought this universe into being. And so we came from that thought. So one of the things we have to remember is that, yes, there's a good fear. Sometimes a fear can enable us to do things we never would have thought we could do. For instance, I've heard of mothers lifting automobiles off their children because that for their child, their love for their child, enabled them to do a feat somebody would have thought they could. So it gives us an extra power. But if it's going to disable us, if it's going to constrict us, if it's going to bind us into a smaller experience of life, this is not what Spirit wants from us. Spirit is expansive. The universe is expanding all the time. And so we are being always invited to expand into that something greater. When I heard that Russia had invaded Ukraine, I found myself, I was sick to my stomach. I realized that I was breathing in a shallow way. I realized that my shoulders were really like halfway to my ears because I was so tense. It was like, ah! And then I said, I am really in fear. And, I'm fearing for the Ukrainians, which is compassion, but there's nothing I can do in my place right here that involves me damaging my immune system and my body by experiencing this fear. So I have to release it. I have to release my shoulders. I have to breathe more deeply. I have to release the constriction in my stomach. I have to recognize that I'm in fear. So that's the first tool we have for busting fear, is recognizing what it has done to our body, where is the fear in our body, and letting it go. Because wherever we're feeling tight, wherever we're feeling constricted, we need to breathe into that space and release it. Let it go. Because when we do, we can choose what is ours to do about whatever that situation is. So it enables us to come from a more connected place with Spirit when we are able to breathe, release, and remember that we are that presence of Spirit and that there is divine mind right where we are, and that divine guidance is right where we are. Fear also arises from a belief in duality. We believe that there are two powers. There's power for good, there's power for evil, right? A lot of teachings talk about that. I'm sorry, it's not the truth. There's just one power. It's just energy. And it's how we treat it, what we do with it, that makes a difference. So, I don't know if anybody remembers Flip Wilson, used to be a comedian, and he was always saying, the devil made me do it. The devil made me do it. And then, on the Saturday Night Live, the church lady was always saying, it was Satan, that did it. No, not Satan. Not Satan. Actually, in my Bible class, they said that Satan was a term that they used for a messenger from God. So there's only one power. No duality. Nothing out there trying to drag us into evilness. We may not be able to change an external circumstance, but we can change our reaction to it. Viktor Frankl, the neurologist, talked about when he was in Auschwitz during World War II. He was a prisoner in Auschwitz, and his whole family died there. And he saw prisoners there bringing comfort to others, sharing what small portions of bread they had, choosing to be kind and choosing to be comforting. And what he said was, the one thing you can't take away from me is the way I choose to respond to what you do to me. The last of one's freedoms is to choose one's attitude in any given circumstance. So we can choose, if we remember, if we let go of our fear, we can remember that we have a choice about how we are going to respond to whatever it is that is happening out there. When we blame how we feel on an external circumstance, we're giving our power away. We're forgetting the truth of who we are. We are creating heaven or hell through our thoughts. In the book of Job, which is in the Old Testament, the lesson of the book of Job is, what I feared most has come upon me. So we have to be careful what we get rid of and how we power to that end, because worry is negative. It is putting a thought with energy into the universal law that doesn't know good from bad. It just knows thought, emotion, boom. You got it, whatever it is. So my sister was a technical lab specialist, and when she was in her training, the part of the training that she hated the most was when she had to go watch the doctors give a spinal tap. And she would take it to the lab, but she had to watch him give this spinal tap. She hated it, she dreaded it, she feared it. When her son was 3 years old, he got leukemia. So she not only got to hold his hand while he got spinal taps, but while they administered his chemotherapy via a spinal tap. So she had to overcome her fear through the power of love. We have to have faith. Ernest Holmes, who founded the Science of Mind, says, "The quickest and most effective method to get rid of fear is to get quiet and lift up the whole thought in confidence and faith to something bigger than we are. It is like going from a cold, dark room into the sunshine and just sitting there, letting the rays of the sun penetrate the whole being with warmth and color until the darkness and the dampness are gone." So it is with the life of prayer and faith, of affirmative meditation, and of communion with that divine spirit, which is closer to us than our very breath. So faith is a mental attitude against which there is no longer any contradiction in the mind that entertains it. A mental attitude so convinced of its own idea, which so completely accepts it, that any contradiction is unthinkable and impossible. Now, we don't just jump into that level of faith right away. We sometimes have to build up to it. I know I did. I started out with just, I remember driving across the Bay Bridge, supposed to be meeting at my event in the East Bay, and I'm afraid I was going to be late. Thinking, I'm going to be late, and I thought, oh, you know what? I'm not going to be late. I'm going to let go of that fear of being late and just know that all is well. You know, there's a lot of little acronyms, or I forget what they call them, where, fear, F-E-A-R, right? False evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. Or forgetting everything's all right. Or another friend would say, it was feeling excited and ready. So we can think about fear in lots of different ways. Feeling excited and ready. If you have to speak before people, that's a big fear for a lot of people, is speaking in front of other people. So you have, feeling excited and ready. Of course, another friend said, felines excited about rodents. But just remember, humor is also a great way to help us to get through our fears. And so, we have to remember to expand, and humor can help us lighten things up and to remember to expand. Ernest Holmes also said, "Love overcomes both hate and fear. However, love does not overcome hate and fear through controversy, argument, or force, but by a subtle power of transformation, transmutation, and sublimation. It is invisible in its essence, but apparent through its act. Light overcomes the darkness as the presence of heat causes the coolness of a room to change until it is warm and comfortable. So the radiant action of love and peace dissipates fear, hate, and confusion. Love is the victor in every case. Love breaks down the iron bars of thought, shatters the walls of material belief, severs the chains of bondage which thought has imposed, and sets the captive free." So we are invited to have power of faith. The ultimate power, the power of faith in the love that is present within us as the divine. Each of us is an emanation of and an incarnation of that divine. I saw a little story yesterday. It said, once all the villagers decided to pray for rain. On the day of prayer, all the people gathered, but only one boy came with an umbrella. That's faith. That is faith. So I'd like to bring this to a close with that wonderful quote by Marianne Williamson. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not in just some of us. It is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Let's take this into prayer. So in this moment, we remember that there is just one power and one presence, and that it is not out there somewhere, it is right here, in our very breath, in our very heartbeat. It is present right where we are. And as we recognize it, the power of love is available to us in every moment to bring forth that divine wisdom, that divine connection, that divine gift of good that wants to be experienced in this moment and shows us how we may be the conduit for that good to appear in the world. So we open to it. We elect to inform and direct thoughts, our words, and our actions. So we may be that presence of peace, that presence of love, that presence of harmony, that presence of wholeness that brings forth the greater good for ourselves and all of those around us. And so we embrace this. We accept it. We know that it is the truth. And so with great love and great joy, I release my word into the law of life itself, knowing that it is manifesting even as I speak it and coming into perfect manifestation. And we affirm this together as we say, and so it is. Let's take a breath together. And we are going to get our screen back because it is time for our intentional giving. So I invite you to give your gift here in the room. There is, Hillary will come and collect any gifts here in the room. And at home, you can go into our website and look for the donate button. That's at www.sierracenter.org/donate.html. So check that out. Or you can mail it to us here at the office. Sierra Center for Spiritual Living, Post Office Box 2714, Grass Valley, that's 95945. So any of those options are absolutely available to you. So let's take our gift and hold it over our hearts. And we also have the option of making our gifts automatic, which is what I do. My gift is taken every week or every month, I guess. Every month they take my gift. So we hold it over our hearts as we say together, I give this gift with love and joy from a consciousness of abundance. Divine love blesses and prospers all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Gratitude. So we bless this offering, knowing that these gifts are given with that love and that energy of freedom and wholeness that goes out into the world to bless and to prosper every single individual and organization that receives these gifts from us, and that the gift comes back to each giver, pressed down and overflowing. We give thanks, we call it good, and so it is. All right, so thank you is definitely in order. Thank you, Marilyn Gale, for our music today. Thank you to Reverend Madeline for being our practitioner and our candle lighter and doing all of her wonderful duties on inclusion and affirmation, etc. Thank you so much to Hillary for doing the PowerPoint today, and to her partner Don, who was greeting people. Thank you so much. And thank you to Juanita, the technical wizard over there, monitoring YouTube and Facebook and Zoom. So yay for Juanita. So let us stand for our benediction. Something wonderful is happening as me right now.
Something wonderful is happening as me right now.
It is this thing called freedom.
It is this thing called freedom.
It is this thing called love.
It is this thing called love.
It is this thing called faith.
It is this thing called faith.
I know it.
I know it.
I feel it.
I feel it.
I sense it. Because I am it. And so it is.
So it is.
And now we're going to sing our way out, yes?
That's right.
Okay.
I give myself permission. Be all I can be. I give myself permission to live passionate and free. I give myself permission to be all I can be. I give myself permission.